Donald Trump is known for many things: real estate, reality TV, politics, and being a proud father of 5. Or is it 6? That question popped up thanks to a wild rumor involving a former Trump Tower doorman named Dino Sajudin. He once claimed Trump had an affair with his housekeeper in the 80s that led to a secret love child. Yep, it sounds straight out of a soap opera. But here's how it became more than just gossip. Back in 2015, right as Trump launched his presidential campaign, Sajudin tried selling this story. That's when American Media Inc., the parent company of the National Enquirer, stepped in and paid him $30,000 for exclusive rights. But instead of publishing the story, they buried it. The term for that? Catch and kill. And this wasn't just some tabloid drama. It became a major focus in Trump's recent hush money trial.
Did you know about the payments?
Later on, I knew. Later on.
According to Manhattan prosecutors, this wasn't just a random tabloid move. It was part of a larger plan between Trump, his then lawyer Michael Cohen, and Enquirer boss David Pecker. During the trial, lead prosecutor Matthew Colangelo brought up the doorman story as the first example of AMI paying for Trump-related info. He told the jury that this was Pecker's first payout connected to Trump, and it came with a catch: silence. And when Colangelo brought it up, reporters in the courtroom said Trump looked visibly irritated and shook his head.
I think what happened was disgraceful. Should never have happened.
Pecker was actually the trial's first witness. Prosecutors argued that the doorman story, along with payments to Stormy Daniels and former Playboy model Karen McDougal, showed a pattern of Trump and AMI working to suppress anything that could damage his image. According to court documents, AMI didn't even fully verify Sajudin's claims before making the deal. Later, they wanted to back out, after concluding the story likely wasn't true, but Cohen allegedly told them to sit tight until after the election.
And I want you all to know that we are fighting the fake news. It's fake, phony, fake.
So what exactly was this rumor? Sajudin claimed that while working at Trump Tower, he was told not to criticize a certain concierge because she had a child with Trump. In his self-published book, Trump Doorman, he says someone referred to only as Mr. C, supposedly a Trump org insider, told him, "When you have Trump's kid, you can do whatever the hell you want to." Spicy, right? But here's where the story crumbles. Sajudin never said he witnessed anything firsthand. It was just something he heard, and both the Associated Press and Ronan Farrow from The New Yorker looked into it back in 2018. They spoke to the woman in question, who was never named, and she flat out denied everything. Her alleged daughter and her partner also said the whole thing was completely false and ridiculous.
And I think it was a fake report.
Even Sajudin seemed more interested in cashing in than clearing the air. When reporters reached out, he asked, "What's your offer?" And when he learned they didn't pay sources, he ghosted them. Still, the story made its way into the courtroom years later, not because it was true, but because it showed how far Trump's camp allegedly went to keep stories out of the press. Whether Sajudin truly believed what he was saying or just wanted attention or a payday, it became part of a much bigger conversation. Now, let's be real. Keeping Trump's image in check has always been a job in itself. And if you thought the secret baby rumor was wild, just wait till we get into his messy split with his first wife, Ivana. Donald met Ivana, née Ivana Zelnichkova, in 1976.
Lady Trump, I was first wife. Excuse me. Okay. I don't know what is Melania's problem. She just has to get over it.
She ended up in New York City for a modeling gig, and during a dinner with other models, Donald swooped in. He secured the group the best table in the place and joined them. Smooth move, right?
And I turned to my girlfriend and said, I have a good news and bad news. What is the good news? We're going to get a table real fast. What is the bad news? This fellow behind me is going to go and sit with us.
By Christmas, Donald asked her to go on vacation. They went to Aspen and had the most romantic time together. On New Year's Eve, Donald told her, "If you don't marry me, you'll ruin your life." Now that's the Trump we know. And despite having known each other for only a few months, Ivana agreed to marry him.
Donald always had a great head on his shoulder, and I saw the potential in it.
They tied the knot on April 9th, 1977 in New York City, and during their honeymoon in Mexico, Ivana became pregnant with their first child. On December 31, 1977, their son Donald Jr. was born. The couple went on to welcome 2 more children, Ivanka in 1981 and Eric in 1984. A picture-perfect marriage, right? But wait.
He did not know how to speak to them in the children way of thinking. So he was able to speak to them only when they came from university, when eventually was able to speak business with them.
Yeah.
You know, but otherwise he really did not know how to handle the kids.
Donald and Ivana weren't just partners in marriage, but also in business.
And I was chief executive officer, and casino really did very well. It was the most profitable hotel casino in the United States.
However, their seemingly perfect marriage hit the rocks in 1989 when Ivana discovered Donald's affair with model Marla Maples.
Did you see warning signs?
I really didn't. I really didn't.
It all happened during the family's annual holiday trip to Aspen. Ivana ran into Maples outside a restaurant, with patrons and the rest of the family watching. Ivana wrote, "This young blonde woman approached me out of the blue and said, 'I'm Marla, and I love your husband. Do you?' I said, 'Get lost. I love my husband.' It was unladylike, but I was in shock."
We were actually standing near the restaurant, getting ready to put skis on. And I was standing there like an idiot. And Marla and Ivana were here. And there wasn't shouting, but you could obviously see there was some friction.
Turns out this affair had been going on for years.
Do you think unless the two had actually come face to face, you would have confronted that situation?
Well, it's interesting because it's possible that, maybe it would still be going on. I'm not sure.
The affair made headlines, and in March 1990, Ivana officially filed for divorce, resigning from the Trump Organization a few months later.
In my case, it was just so clear, and the trust was broken so badly that I knew that it was just no way it could be patched.
Maples and Donald continued to date on and off, and in 1993, she became pregnant with their first child. Their daughter Tiffany was born on October 13, which Maples later called the greatest unplanned surprise of all. Despite Donald previously saying he had no plans to get married again, the couple decided to tie the knot shortly after Tiffany's birth, on December 20th, 1993.
We really anticipated getting married and having a baby, not having a baby and getting married.
So why didn't you marry her right away when you found out she was pregnant? Why did you
Indecision.
The pair remained married for 3 years before separating in May 1997. Maples later explained the split, saying that they differed on how they viewed the world and how they wanted to raise their child.
So I think you always hope in a marriage that you can bring out the best in each other. But after many years, we realized we weren't.
However, rumors swirl that the real cause was Maples cheating on Trump with his bodyguard, who was caught with her on a deserted beach. Probably not just having a late-night stroll. But Maples have always denied the affair, of course. But it's not all bad blood. Despite their rocky past, Donald and Marla managed to mend fences. In a 2013 Oprah interview, Marla revealed, "I still love Donald. I love Eric, Ivanka, and Donnie so much." They even managed to share an Easter celebration in April 2023. Who knew divorce could come with a side of friendly get-togethers?
He's the father of my child. I do not want to ever speak negative about it. But do we agree on everything? Absolutely not. We would be married if we still agreed on everything.
But Ivana, who passed away in 2022, clearly wasn't ready to forgive and forget.
I don't want to talk about her. She's a showgirl, never achieved anything in her life.
In her 2017 memoir, Raising Trump, she didn't hold back, saying, "She actively participated in humiliating me in the media and indirectly put my kids at risk for months. I went through hell, and then I was expected to be okay with her being around my children?" Ivana's words reflected the deep hurt and betrayal she felt, a pain that her friends believe she never fully overcame. Well, who could blame Ivana?
He's free at the moment, isn't he? He's single.
Yes, he is.
Would you not like to get back together with him?
Nope.
Really?
Yes.
Oh, you would like to get back?
Nope.
So, with all this scandal and drama, who do you think was the true love of Trump's life? Let's discuss in the comments.